Well, hello there. It's Yvonne from Women's Fitness Adventures. How exciting and how nice to have you with me for today's session. And I'm going to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a little while, but I wasn't really sure how to express it. But I thought, what the heck, I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. But I'm holding this little plaque here. You can't read it, but I'll read it out to you. And it was something that was given to us when we did our Crete hiking adventure last year. And everyone got a different one. And this is what mine says. It's called Phil, and imagine I'm speaking in Greek. It's called Phil Otimo. It's a noun. It's the feeling of not being able to do enough for someone, expressed through acts of generosity and sacrifice without expecting anything in return. Philotimo to Greeks is a way of life. And that kind of sums up a whole lot about my philosophy, about the philosophy of Women's Fitness Adventures as well. And I'm going to talk about that tonight because there is something really special about our community and what sets us apart. And, you know, if your social media feeds are anything like mine, I'm getting so much stuff about all these hikes and locations around the world and all different groups and stuff that do it. And it's all just blah, blah. It all looks exactly the same. Come on this hike to this location. It's transformational. You'll meet new friends. You'll blah, 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 blah. And to me, it all looks the same. And I know that our community is different. And I'm going to share some real member stories. And if you're a member and you're watching, I'd like you to chime in with your story too, because there's been a few things over the last couple of months that I know how good our community is, but I've really, really appreciated just the difference of our community. So I'm going to check in with who's here. And if you're watching, please go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from as well. So Alethea, hello from the south coast of New South Wales. And hello, Marie from Noosa. So we've got the couple of beach locations happening already. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. It's Yvonne here, the founder and CEO of Women's Fitness Adventures. Now in our 11th or coming into the 11th or 12th year now. I keep getting that date wrong, but we started our very first hike back in 2014 on the Great Ocean Road. And I can't wait to go back there in a couple of months' time. And hello, Jelena, and hello, Kerry, as well. And you may have seen our pictures right now of our team, our crew over in Vietnam, having a fabulous time. And most of the women on that adventure had never been to Vietnam before. So how fantastic is that, where you all get to experience something new together? And that's part of what our community is. And I want to talk about why we're different, what sets us apart. And if you are watching and you know the answer, because if I had the tablet, I would share it with everyone, then please go ahead and share your story. But, you know, and I got some more feedback today, but as I said, there are a couple of things that have happened to me over the past few months where I've been away and with our members and without our members. And I look so fondly on our community because I know that when we're away on a hiking adventure, we go to some amazing locations and we do some amazing things, but we do them together and we do them with support and we do them with encouragement. And there's never any, and even some videos that I have been, we've been editing lately where members have shared their stories, is there's never any judgment. There is that willingness to support and encourage, and for every single person to succeed. And you know the person before you go. Even if you don't ever go on an adventure, you know the person, maybe not in real life, but you have met them virtually and online, which is the norm these days as well. So there is something really magical about that, but there's something really magical about the woman that is part of that as well. So hello, Anne from Nambour. Hello, Ellen. Hello, Chris. Hello, Sue. Nice to see you again, Sue. Lovely to have you here. And hello, Leonie as well. So we're not just a hiking group. We started out doing some hikes, but we always started out being something very different to that. It's a place where we focus on our health. We focus on our bravery. We focus on reconnecting to ourselves as women and the personal growth that comes with that in whatever shape or form that looks like, and whatever ebb and flow of life that gets thrown at us. And it's all wrapped up in that spirit of friendship and that spirit of support. And it is pretty amazing and pretty phenomenal. So I'm going to share some stories this afternoon. And as I said, if you've got a story, I'd love to hear yours as well. and you know, we do explore the world. We do explore our own backyard, each and every one of us, whether we are doing our online social walks, whether we're participating in our member challenges. And this week it's a member nature challenge, and we're seeing some beautiful pictures coming through. But we're about exploring all different aspects of ourselves, about learning how to perhaps see a different side of something, to be able to have a conversation where opinions can be different, but opinions can be shared. And it doesn't mean that someone is right or wrong, but it's a space where we can feel comfortable sharing what our views are and learning and putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes. And we do that in our online stuff, but we also do that when we're in person, and we do that when we're on a multi-day adventure. And there's something pretty transformational, because what happens, no matter where we do this from, is we take whatever it is back into our own family circle, and we start changing not only our own life or our own space, but we change everything else. And whether that's a piece of information, or whether that is new knowledge that you've learned from someone, or something you've taken away from book club, all of it adds into this little, you know, rolling stone that continues to gather moss and make such a difference. So get comfy, put your feet up, because we're going to talk about some different stories. So hello, Karen. Hello, Elizabeth. And hello, hello, Dee, as well. Lovely to have you all here. So first of all, the thing that makes us different from everyone else is our crew leaders. So, you know, it is community of real everyday women. That's what crew stands for. And some of you who have been coming for a while and members for a while may not know that is what crew stands for, but it's also caring, resilient, and empowered women as well. There are so many E's, C's, R's, can't change the woman, but so many of those. And our leaders not only lead, but they inspire and motivate every single person in the group. Each of us in our own way, in our own style, but all getting the same outcome for you, and that is to be part of this amazing community, to feel valued and to feel recognized, and to achieve your hiking and fitness and wellness goals as well. And that is our purpose. And, you know, we also are designed for women. So we design it. Our team of leaders and I, and Courtney in the office, come up with the ideas. We come up with the projects. So we're women in women's bodies. We are designing things that work for us, but we also know work for everyone else who is filling this space of, you know, suddenly I'm, you know, somewhere in my 40s and above. And, you know, you can be in whatever age you want, really, but generally somewhere there. And, you know, having nurtured and cared for everyone for so long, and maybe worked and maybe juggled, and maybe having changes happening to our body, and, you know, not understanding things, having this, you know, some worry and anxiety and physical changes and all those things. And so we get all that. We get that we're all on our own journey, and that it does ebb and it does flow. And sometimes there's things that confuse us. Sometimes there's things and changes that happen to our body that we don't understand. And we think that we're possibly all alone with those. And it's not until we start talking about those things do we realize that we're not alone, that someone else in our community may have walked a similar journey, or had a similar story that they could share, that makes us feel that little bit less alone and genuinely supported in, you know, our quest to be stronger, active, more capable women. Not saying we're incapable, but just, you know, better able to manage those ebbs and flows of life as well. And hello, Kylie, live from Mackay via Newcastle Airport. Lovely to have you here as well, Kylie. So we also have our community, and we have our mentorship as well. And mentorship is something that is not really given to anyone. No one is particularly a mentor, but through the examples that all of our members, or how the examples, as our members live their lives, they are perfect examples of mentorship, of taking those ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, taking it in what appears to be their stride, which may not be, but it appears to an outsider that it is in their stride. And we all learn from that, whether they share a little or whether they share a lot. But the 24/7 Facebook community that we have is just filled with so much love in a world that needs kindness, in a world that needs inclusion, in a world that needs support. That group is where it's at. And if you're a member for no other reason than being part of that community, then that is a space that has your back. And I think that's a big thing that sets us apart from anyone else. So if you're a member and you're thinking, yeah, I agree with all that, I'd love to know. Or if you found anywhere in that space where it's really made a difference to you, or having that conversation with someone, just watching someone, how they lead by their own example. You know, there are stories of bravery, and Christine, who's not on here tonight, but, you know, packing up and going solo around Australia in her caravan in her 70s. It's pretty damn inspiring. You know, there are so many stories like that, you know, all of us don't relate to all of them, but we all relate to some of them. And I think that's pretty amazing. The other one was, you know, health and fitness integration. And we've been doing a couple of surveys with our non-members, and not many know that we do the fitness classes, you know, live and on demand. But I just got, and those fitness classes are hiking specific. And if you haven't done them, you know, I encourage you to take a peek, even if you just watch them in the library in the on demand, because they just make such a difference to hiking, but they make such a difference to your life as well. I'm going to share a comment that came in today, and it said, the membership is so good. I've always been health focused, but Women's Fitness Adventures has enabled me to reflect on how I can remain focused as I age, challenge myself, be braver, and make myself more accountable, or make me more accountable in my health journey. I've loved the way that you and your team respect the diversity of your membership, create flexibility in the online classes for that diversity of fitness level, with no judgment, and just continue to bring smiles to everyone. Thank you for your exemplary leadership and your team for all that they do, both in the background and face-to-face / online. And I think that what that says in so many ways is that, yes, we do it all here, but we're only as good as our willing participants. And, you know, for our members to show up, knowing that perhaps on a day that the fitness may not be, their flexibility or their strength or their stamina may not be at the level that it was last week, for whatever reason that might be, or that maybe they're just not feeling it today, but they're showing up anyway. And so the level of leadership, the level of inclusion, the way we teach is all reflective of having willing students who are just part of our amazing community. And we were with some members hiking on Saturday, and it was very, very hot here on Saturday. Just extremely, well, it was in the 30s, but it was extremely humid after this strange weather we've been having. And one of the ladies said to me she was at her optometrist getting some new glasses for hiking. And there was another lady in there, and they got talking. This other lady had a very nice hairstyle. And she said, oh, I like your hairstyle. And the other one said something, and they got talking about hiking. And this lady said, oh, do you know Yvonne? And our member said, yes, I hike with Yvonne quite a lot. And she said, I've been watching that group for years, and I'm too scared to join. And our member said, just join. And the others who were around in the conversation said, just get out there and get going, because every day that you wait is a day lost. Okay, because if she was waiting till she got fitter, but she hadn't changed her fitness. So if you're watching and you're thinking, I want to join, I live in the middle of nowhere, or I don't live in Brisbane where they do, or I am worried about my fitness, or I'm worried about being slow. We are not the blah blah that you see out there. We are completely different to that. And, you know, you don't get to hang around for 11 years and have a really strong community if you're the same as everybody else. So I share that story because it is the women of our community that are cheering everybody on. I got a text the other day after one of our fitness classes that I took, and it was, the sessions are fabulous. I'm getting so much out of the fitness sessions. The personal growth that everyone gets, another comment, reminds me of the truly important organisation you are, encouraging so many women to get out, believe in themselves, and be empowered with proper advice, keeping you safe on the trail. I love being part of Women's Fitness Adventures and the richness that is brought to my life. So it's not just about the hiking. It is, about this really safe, inclusive, diverse, come as you are, accepted as you are, no competition, no judgment space that is only as good as the members that support it. But when we go on adventures, we go to some of those places that everyone is promoting out there, but we go beyond some of those places as well, because we like to ensure that we use local guides in country, and those local guides live and breathe the space that we go to. They are that local. We stay where possible with local businesses. We're not staying in big chain hotels. We're staying in local. We're a small business. We're a small business that supports other small business. I know when we do the Cinque Terre, we stay at the same hotel that we've been staying at for 7 times, and we go to that hotelier's brother's restaurant down the street because he just rings him up and says the girls are coming down. We love. They know we like to shop, so they're all on the phone to each other saying, hey, the girls are coming, and send us to their local shop for no benefit to them. But they know that we like supporting the local community, that when we go there, our spend, our knowledge, our time is all learnt from what happens in that local community. So when, especially the Cinque Terre, when the big cruise ships come in, and they come in during the day and they pack the whole place out, and then everyone goes back to their ship and stays the night in the ship, but we're in the town. We're in the town and we're dining at the restaurants and we're walking around. And I remember one year we were there, and they have in Monterosso, in the Cinque Terre, one of the 5 towns, they have the lemon festival where it's a very big lemon growing space and location, and they have this festival every year that celebrates lemons, and all the shops have big baskets of lemons out the front, and all the merchandise is lemons, and the limoncello is out of control, and we decided that we would get to be part of this, and it rained that day, so the lemon festival had been cancelled, but we all had bought aprons with our lemons all over it, and I think there were 10 of us. We all walked down the street to dinner with our aprons on, and went to one of the local restaurants. And they, literally the telegraph going down the road was, here come the girls in there wearing their aprons with lemons all over them. So it is that cultural immersion that we create when we go to places and locations. But what we also do, and no one's commented, so I hope this is entertaining, or you're just maybe watching in the background and kind of half listening. But when we go to places, we often get asked, is there a single supplement? I want to go, but there's a single supplement. And I had not really ever thought of this, because we don't have such a thing as a single supplement. To me, you have to ask for that. We want you to come as you are, and we will put you in a share room with another member. And most of the time, I reckon 99% of the time, we've got that right. And if you want to have your own room, sometimes we can arrange that depending where we go. There might not be enough rooms, but there isn't any penalty if you show up as you are. And 99% of our members joined not knowing anyone. Their friends didn't want to hike, so they had to find a place that they felt comfortable in to start their hiking journey, and that is what our community is. But we recognize that everyone has a different fitness level, and fitness levels are all relative to the people that you hang around with. So if you hang around with ultra marathoners, and you don't you're a walker, then you're going to perceive yourself as not super fit. And if you are out there and active all the time and hang around with people that don't do much at all, then you'll see yourself as fit. So we see fitness as a totally relative concept, but our adventures are stacked in a way that talk about different hiking experience, different fitness experience, different levels of being comfortable with backpacks and different terrains and stuff like that. So some of them might seem too challenging because underfoot it's very difficult, even though your distance per day might not be very much. And others might seem introductory because the trail is quite comfortable and there's not a lot of distance every day, and there's nothing too challenging about it in terms of getting out of breath or anything like that. So there's something for everyone. And because we recognize that difference in fitness, every adventure comes with a training plan, but our masterclasses that are included in the membership, which hopefully all of you who are members watching know that we have those, the masterclasses are all, you can build your own fitness plan out of that. You can, if you're going on your own adventure, you can build and create that to make sure that you're adventure ready, regardless of where you're going. But we also have, it's a two-way street. It's not us just saying this is it, this is the only thing to do. There are so many things that are both ways. Our book club choices, our requests, our social groups. And I just saw a beautiful picture today, Ellen, of you and Christine, who is obviously coming through your town, connecting. So when our members travel interstate or locally, they always catch up. So there's those social connections as well. So, there's so much that sets us apart. And I find it really hard to, I'm looking to the sky because that's where you remember stuff. There's so much that I could say, and I have said tonight, that I can't actually put that into a social media post. I don't know how to write that. I share your member stories because you let us share them. But I don't know how to, and I have been on many hikes and many places. And I think I said this a few weeks ago, when I go with my husband, we just do private, the two of us, because I compare every single hike to what we do here at Women's Fitness Adventures. And when I was over in New Zealand for 2 hikes recently, I was messaging my Fiordland group going, I miss you guys. I really, value what we had on that Fiordland adventure. I think it is that when you've journeyed together, when you've known together, it's like one big sisterhood. And anyone who is on the adventure is being cheered on by everyone who is not on the adventure. And it's almost like that you are taking that journey for us so we can all get to experience that. So Gwen, thank you, Gwen, for sharing, has said she has learnt so much from this wonderful bunch of women, and I didn't know anyone when I started either. Yeah, and we have all learnt so much from each other as well, from our stories, from our wisdom, from our lived experience as well. So Ellen met up with Christine today and said we had a lovely chat together. We were talking about the benefits of WFA. Both of us were saying how much stronger we are as a result of the exercise that we do, and it was a lovely catch up. Yep. And I think sometimes, when we have the ebb and flow, sometimes we have setbacks that we think that we've gone right back down to the bottom of the pile. And someone was saying today they're off on our Japan adventure next month, and was saying that, they want to make sure that they keep up their fitness afterwards and need to have a goal. But I think just being inside the community, knowing what it's like to feel good, and, hands up if you, or pop in the chat, if you know what it's like to feel great. If you answer when someone says, how are you? You say great or good, not, yeah, I'm okay. Because when we keep saying I'm okay, that is, our brain gives us feedback that we are just okay. So when we know what it feels like to feel good or great in our body, we don't ever want to go back to that answer being, yeah, I'm all right. So when we were talking today, it was, how do I keep and maintain the fitness level that I'm at, because I do feel great now. So it's all of those conversations, and everyone else seemed to have a strategy that was able to help her as well. So, it is, as I said, that lived experience that walk beside me, and I'll share my story, and we can be stronger together in this as well. So we're not just a hiking group. We're about health, we're about friendship, we're about bravery, we're about commitment, we're about moving forward in the decades together as well. So when you see an adventure posted online, or a journey or pictures of our Vietnam group who are out there at the moment, think of that story. Think of every single woman that has been on that or is on that adventure, of the journey that they've got there, the fact that they didn't know anyone when they started, that they were all once strangers, and whether they knew each other before this adventure or not, through the community, that they have met on this adventure and are sharing an experience that doesn't end when the adventure finishes. The experience goes on and on and on, because they stay connected through the community. And the fitter they get, the braver they get, the stronger they get, the more empowered they get as well. So all of that sets us apart. It is not the blah, blah, but it is very hard for me to put that in words. So if anyone knows how to put that in words, please write it below and let me know. But that's it from me for this week. I do look forward to catching up with you next week, and I wonder what we'll share then. So thank you very much, and I will catch you soon. Bye.